The skiff is swaying on the way.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under you, but for the sound of conversation on the water. There is 2 men and a woman stand on the conch. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought in. What is that? Full AC? What's with all the performance gear? Are you back in high school?
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several...
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstein, but...
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you after pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Precinct 57. We've just come from the island, where our
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your...
We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
That's right. And you're bleeding. We're not forgetting about anything. Bothered by it? Harry, you're a goddamn cop. They're afraid of you. Yes, that has always...
This is not the first time he's...
Vic, calm down. Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is...
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to match. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid? The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went. Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look safe at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building, mixed with blood. I don't know. It had guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory, and it was good.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
I didn't lie to you. No one lies to you. You were so fucked up on booze you couldn't recognize your own partner.
Yes, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I never said I wasn't Trent Heilerstein. Again, I was asked to share my take on some of the more fringe academic...
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on. Where have we been? We've been fucking off as far as I remember. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die. Yes, you're sorry. You're the sorriest cop who ever lived. Nothing has changed, Harry. Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trent fucking Heidelstein, and Guillaume Baby.
I'm technically just...
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show. Oh, that's an interesting story. Other people have left too.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sun?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G. Bevy. It was going to be funny.
He sincerely thought it was going to...
Do? It's a Major Crimes Unit.
The 41st isn't...
The bells aren't ringing.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was.
Interesting.
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
He is. He's getting better. And I can confirm that he drank a lot of alcohol prior to...
I believe he drank. People do that, especially this one. What they don't do is forget their whole life because of drink.
But Detective Wigmer, he has blanked out before. Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One...
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he...
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it, hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit?
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. No, now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry? Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of everyone's space. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the You juggle the badge for a second, unsuccessfully, and ouch! You strained your elbow trying to catch that
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements.
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone. You were never supposed to lose it in the first place. Well, you let the suspect escape. Classy as something. Because you were too drunk to assess.
We've read the reports. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Oh well, if she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, who also escaped. Or the fact that you very likely sold your gun for booze. That's peanuts. That's nothing. Compared to the 6 people who were gunned down, the streets are literally red with blood, Harry.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot, not once, but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been. Detective, It's better if I do that.
It's so much better if he does this.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation. You've spent the week with him on this case.
The case.
On Lieutenant Geoffretor Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's not a good communication strategy. It's odd, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a hustler. He grinds. He makes the real. He's a visionary and a money engineer, which is just... And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the... He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless. And he solved it. Near perfectly. In 1 week we have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator. Locked on the island right now. He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Or
A new species.
a colossal stick insect, 3 meters tall. It's on the island, camouflage as the reeds. It unfolded from them. I did not, unfortunately, get a photo. I know this sounds fantastic, but I'm a 4 times decorated lieutenant of the RCM. I do not make up encounters with cryptids to spice up my day.
I don't doubt you, Lieutenant. If you say it was the Insulindian phasmid, then it was the Insulindian phasmid. Lieutenant, is it somehow connected to the case?
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is.
We could order a search. I could get people from EPIS on the island, entomologists, doctors. There must be signs of it in the reeds. If we found the Insulindian phasmid, well, that would...
There, you need to make your case now. The floor is all yours. He prepared it well.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk.
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of...
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This old...
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
I don't know what a doomed commercial area is. Why?
There was a possible witness in there, and it was close to the crime scene. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
Dodged the bullet there. For a moment it seemed like you were just wasting time.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean... What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
Female? What?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female, and the nesting behavior too.
Incredible. Were there egg?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such net must be robust if it can move a hell.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. It's a toughie that you don't have a photo. This would look very, very flat.
I tried to, but I only got a blur.
Ouch.
We can still work. Cop discovers new species in there. I know a good guy in La Majeste, but
It needs to be white coats and glassware for this fly. We need professionals.
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still.
Lilianovich. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a...
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
Jealousy. I thought this Lilianovich was an old...
A strange psychosexual fascination, the result of spending all this time in solitude on the islands of this bay. And trauma too. He himself gave a political reason. In his mind, he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
Get over yourself. You're not a perfectionist. You're a cop and you did a good job. And none of this can hide the smell of booze on the wind.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there. Like in your bones or it will pass in time.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to.
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to...
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody.
Now you will finally get to know who you are. The man looks westward, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
No. You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss.
I assure you.
He would immediately backpedal. I told you it's not that bad.
Who is Lena? Well, good luck finding her.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. I'm sure they should know as soon as possible, even if we didn't.
She is going to be over the moon. Watch out, or she'll faint.
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? With the bad guys.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You're just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have...
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big.
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me.
He's anything but a loser.
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the...
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're...
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like they speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Okay. It's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershaw.
The press will blow over.
Thank you again, Lieutenant. It's not a mystery. Some chic...
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Dora something. Dora England. Yep.
Not Dora Dubois.
Something like that. No one is married anymore. This is Revachol. So have I. You bitterly dropped dearest Dora.
The special consultant glances at his wristwatch.
Well, First, I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering. Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Would fit him. And crazy enough. This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you...
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than...
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to.
I do like the sound of that.
He's really considering it.
Who are you? Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore.
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, your love of retro-style dance music.
Also, this guy. And this guy, too.
Yes, you taught gym in Coron.
The smell of sweat and glue.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juiced.
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
I knew it. I knew.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Trumprod is marked.
The great district hums in the... You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Dawson? Yes. McLean? Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up.
Wonderful. Then can we please just...